And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who come in late, we are now having a little cooking session right here on the scene, putting the pot on in here. And we like for you to join in with us and have a ball.
Okay, welcome back to our series on Atlassian Snacks. So we're still working our way through managing our pages in Confluence. So this time I'm going to talk about how to use a page properties report and why this is very useful. So I'm going to go ahead and edit mode. And again, I could go into other macros and search for the page property report. I'm just going to use I'm just going to use the bracket and start typing page properties and it shows up. Okay. So I'm going to go through what it is, create one first, and then talk about how it can be used, because once you see what it does, it'll make more sense to talk about how it works. So I don't want that heading row. I want this heading row, and I'm going to put task. In a later video, I'm going to talk about how I can create JIRA tickets right from Confluence. But for now, I'm just going to put it as a text field. Okay, I want to track the author. I'm just going to add myself. So I'm going to put a page status. Page status is a popular macro. So again, it just shows up immediately as I start typing. I'm going to say it's draft. I'm going to leave the colors gray. And then notes. All about that cat life. Okay. And update. Okay, so that's a nice little report that I can have here on the page. Let me show you. If I go into the options for the report, I can give it an ID. So if I have multiple page property reports that I want to run, I can have multiple page properties on the page by just giving it a number. I can also decide to hide it from the page. So maybe it's not important for people to see this as they pass by the page. So if I say hide it, then you'll see in view mode it's not there. It only shows up in edit mode, but I don't find a reason to hide it in this particular use case. So one of the times that I've used multiple page properties reports on a page is I had a project where we were tracking the status of writing our requirements, and then we were tracking the status of having the requirements, the development tested against what the requirements were. So as we did our QA testing, we had a properties report to match the testing. But if you'll see, like now I've got this here, it's good if I come to this page, that's useful. It tells me some things about what's going on here. But to make it really useful, I want to create a report. So I'm going to go to the parent page or wherever it is that I want to create this report. And I'm going to create my macro for page property report. If you remember in earlier sessions, I talked about using labels, and I'll show you that again real quick so that you'll see where the labels came from. But I had labeled all these as sandbox articles. There's some other filters I can apply, like if I want to grab all of the things that are just a child of this page and not use a label, that's an option. And then there's some other options in here. So if I had multiple page properties, I can say which ID should show up. I can change the title column heading. So let me give you a preview. So here's my report. So I can make this not be the page title. I can call it something else. But what I really, I could say, like, if this is a long report, I could say how many to display on the page, maybe 30, maybe 100, maybe just 5, and then I'd get pagination in order to see the rest. I can give it a default sort parameter. The table is automatically has the ability to sort by using the columns, but I can say how I want it to sort on default. All right, so for the columns, I don't want to show, in this case, the Jira task, just to show you how I'm showing it's hiding column. I'm going to hide this one, but I also don't want it to be in this order. So, title is just always going to be the first thing. If you try to put title in here, it will actually show you the title twice. So don't do that. So I want it to go by status, author, notes. Okay, and if I change that, you'll see. And now that Jira task is gone, and I have my other 3 columns. So if I insert that in the page, I have this great report that I can see, all together how the status of these articles are going, that this one is in draft, this one's ready to review, and the Puppy Playhouse is actually ready to publish. So, and if I come in, so I'm going to come into Ancient Aliens from here, and I can make whatever changes and fixes I need to make. And whatever change I make, let's say aliens. If I make a change to that properties report, then it will show up here. So it's nice and dynamic. And just to remind you, because I said I'd show you where the labels are, they're here at the bottom. If I'm in view mode, I could hit this pencil to edit them. If I'm in edit mode, then it's here next to the breadcrumb. And that's that. So I find that page property reports are very useful. You can find lots of different ways to make sure you're communicating what's happening in your spaces. All right, so that's it for this time. In some future videos, I'm going to be talking about customizing templates, creating Jira tickets from my Confluence page, and then how to collaborate as you work through pages. So stay tuned. And again, if there's something that you are looking to do in Confluence, drop me a note and maybe I'll make a video about it. Take care. Bye.